All right. We are here, man. Let's make sure that's working over here. And we're going to go. Here we are. Great. Great. Got that figured out. Cool. Can I close this over here? What up, gang? Nice. Yeah, I can do that for sure. Cool. All right. We are editing videos. I love you too, Eli. What's up? All right. Let's see. So we're making a short for Julianne Kopke, which the name is wrong. Is the name wrong there? We didn't get the name wrong, right? Let's go Julianne Kopke. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the story. Had a Bible study in the back. We already prayed for you. Hey. Here's the story that we did an episode on is this woman when she was 17, she's still alive. She's still around. We should try to talk to her. She was in a plane crash, and she is the sole survivor of this plane crash. And so I wonder how early our how where does our video show up? Does it show up at all on the front page? It doesn't. I should try to fix that. She survived the plane crash and then she wandered through the Amazon forest and made it out alive. Not wandered, she kind of knew what she was doing a little bit, apparently, and made it out alive, which is insane. Yeah, Eli, Jaron Myers does love you. Take that to the bank. So we made an episode and we're gonna try to make a viral clip of this episode. When I say viral, I mean, it's a buzzword. Some of our other stuff, let's see if I can pull up what our other stuff has performed. I've had a couple clips that hit, I gotta verify it's me, that's annoying. Um, like one of our clips hit, 5 million views on YouTube and just kind of trying to make those kind of clips that do well for our YouTube channel and such. So anyway,
Hey, man.
Hello. What was that?
I was just trying to time it right when you took a drink.
Hey, man. Hey.
Have you ever heard of Julianne Kopke?
also my plumber's gonna be here any minute, so gonna have to run
Julianne
and go
Kopke?
handle that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say composer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's
German.
wait.
What about Peru? You ever heard of Peru?
I've heard of Peru.
What about, have you
God,
ever
I'm
heard
confused. They're super similar, you know?
Well, there we go. There's where we'll start. We'll start with the
We'll
one
start
thing
with
you
Peru.
know.
Is this a missing person? Like, is this like a flight that went?
Mm.
I mean, she's alive, but I doubt she could stop us.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Julianne, we can call her Julie. I don't know if she goes by that, but
We can do it.
we can.
Is she alive? Is she going to stop us?
I mean, she's alive, but I doubt she could stop us. And that's not.
so this is that bit. We try to find the information of the clip. This is the part that takes kind of a bit longer.
Maria and her were in Lima, Peru, and they were taking a trip to a town of on the other side of the mountain.
About a plane and a parachute not work?
Sorta. So here's what happened. On
Oh, hold on.
Go ahead.
presumably,
There you go.
they estimate 9,840 feet fall that she survived.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Was she
Okay,
jump out of a
so
plane and a parachute
part
not
of
work?
the stories
Sorta.
here.
So she
Okay.
studies Myanmar. Well, she
When I saw you were live, I was almost certain you'd be escaping the rune. Yeah, I'll probably do that later. I'm right now I'm editing videos, but I'll probably be doing some RuneScape later, maybe tonight. So
is famous for a couple things. One, she's a German Peruvian mammologist. So she
Okay.
studies mammals,
Sure.
as you might expect. Also, she survived a 9,800, presumably, this is an estimate,
You said the word wrong twice, but that's okay.
survived a 9,800,
So much of this is having to cut out.
they estimate 9,840 feet fall that she survived.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Would she jump out of a plane and a parachute not work?
Sorta. So here's what
Eli,
happened.
tomorrow's your
On,
birthday. Happy early birthday, man.
December 24th,
Christmas Eve.
1971. Yeah, Christmas Eve, 1971. December 24th,
Christmas Eve.
1971. Yeah, Christmas Eve, 1971. Kopke was about to graduate high school. She had literally just gone to her senior prom. And her mother, Maria, and her were in Lima, Peru. And they were taking a trip to a town of on the other side of the mountains in Peru by name of, hold on, let me pull this back up. You heard me earlier,
How? Okay.
on to her senior prom. And her mother, Maria, and her were in Lima, Peru. And they were taking a trip to a town of on the other side of the mountains in Peru
In the clip.
by name of
Taking
the
a trip.
town's name, Iquitos, Peru. That's what that was earlier when you were like,
Yeah, I heard the computer voice go, Iquitos. And I was like, and you just,
I have this, I think it's a great character trait. A lot of times that's pronouncing things.
okay.
You probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh. All right.
Anyways, so yeah, I get too confident sometimes. So this flight, it's Lanza Flight 508, takes off from Lima to head to Iquitos, and while they're in the air, they encounter a storm, and this storm
Oh my gosh, he says
pretty
oh
severe.
so
It
much.
was bad enough,
Okay.
bad enough to the point where the pilots in this flight probably should have diverted,
Yeah.
and taken a different route.
But
But they said
they were like, you know what? We've seen storms before. I'm going to take an educated guess on how to get through this. They rode into the storm.
They rode into the storm.
They shouldn't have. Did the plane wreck?
Yeah, so the plane got struck by lightning, and it was the worst mid-air lightning strike in aviation history. It split the plane in half.
Oh my gosh.
And so obviously, like, the plane starts going down. Absolute pandemonium, and it rips Julianne Kopke from the plane in her seat. So she's still attached to her seat. It rips her from the plane, and she just starts flipping through the air, spiraling through the air, like attached
Free
to her
falling
seat.
she's attached to a seat,
Yeah.
but she's free falling.
Yes. Yeah. And so the plane, she got separated from the plane. The plane's obviously going down, and it's ripping apart all around her still because she's falling amidst this other fall. And then, like, obviously other passengers start flying out too. While she's falling, she was falling face down. So her head was facing down. And she described it as like the seat was kind of like a helicopter blade. Like she was just spinning around like real fast.
Yeah.
And she thinks that it was the spinning that made her pass out. And so she passes out before she hits the ground, and she wakes up later with the seatbelt like jammed into her skin, and her collarbone is broken. She tore her ACL. Her collarbone is broken. She tore her ACL. She had a pretty severe concussion, and she fractured one of her vertebrae. But other than that, that was really it. So, like, obviously a lot of
What?
very severe injuries, but she fell 10,000 feet without a parachute. And so what they think happened was she was spinning around, and because she was spinning like that,
See, what we look for is a good hook. So the initial part of the video is the most important part of the video. So we find it when we see
she
stuff like
fell
this.
10,000 feet without a parachute.
that's a pretty catchy hook. So if someone's scrolling on social media and they see that, then that's a pretty uh oh, I'll watch this video type thing, right? So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Tim is calling me right now.
And so what what they think happened was she was spinning around, and because she was spinning like that, the spin slowed her fall, and so it slowed her fall enough to where the damage wasn't severe. And the assumption is when she passed out, she leaned backwards just enough that it tilted the chair, and then she landed on the chair. And so the chair landed face down instead of her landing on her face. And so hours after the crash, she wakes up, and there's just wreckage all through. They're in the rainforest of Peru. This is the Amazon. This is
Right.
I mean, if you don't, this is where she is. Just absolute middle of nowhere, dangerous environment.
Right.
And she wakes up, realizes she's severely injured, and she gets herself out of her chair, and she's only able to, like, literally, she gets up, she stands up, falls down, passes back out, and is out for another day. And out of her chair, and she's only able to, like, literally, she gets up, she stands up, falls down, passes back out, and is out for another day. And so when she wakes up, here's the I mean, this whole story is, like, crazy.
Yeah.
But this part of the story is the more laceration on her arm, bad enough to where she thought in the moment, she's like, I might have to get this amputated. And the leading reason for that is because she was out so long that it had become infested with maggots.
Oh no.
And she was picking them out, but she just couldn't get them all out. Like, there was hundreds of them.
I hate this. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Water bone, broken vertebrae, serious concussion, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. And she can't find any other survivors. She keeps finding bodies, but most of the people she's finding, they're just legs sticking out of the ground. Like, they lodged into the ground because they fell from such heights.
Oh my gosh.
And so she said that when she was going around through the woods, every time she found a female, she would check the toes to see if they were painted, because her mom didn't have painted toenails. And so she's like, if I could find one that's not painted, then I would know that that's my mom, which is crazy. And so she's going through the rainforest, trying to find her way out, trying to find another survivor, manages to find a bag of candy. That is the only food that.
My birthday is on the 29th. If it wasn't on a Thursday, I'd drive up from Atlanta for the taping in Nashville.
So
Come
she
hang out.
rations this.
What?
She rations this little bag of kids to find a bag. Rations
Process.
I'm up. I'm, like, moving around. I have to figure
This
probably
is
a couple
one
hours.
day process.
I'm up. I'm, like, moving around. I have to figure
This
probably
is
a couple
one
hours.
day, you think?
Probably
Okay,
a couple
okay,
hours.
okay.
Where she's walking around, she's finding these different bodies. She manages.
You think?
Probably
Okay,
a couple
okay,
hours.
okay.
Where she's walking around, she's finding these different bodies. She manages to find this food.
Because what you got to find is, like, a way to call for help.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got to find a plane, like the cockpit.
yeah. What was interesting was with this flight is when when they lost communications with the plane, they sent out search parties.
I got kicked off of TikTok again for no reason. No records, no violations. All right, let's try to. All right. I just think that they don't want you to actually go live. They get mad when you go live. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet they don't understand that I'm not, like, watching a podcast. I bet their system doesn't understand that I'm trying to edit clips.
To look for
Whatever.
it, but because the plane was struck at 20,000 feet, And so because it got struck so high, they sent out search parties to look for it. But because the plane kind of like first early, like, okay, and she rations this little bag of candy, and
How long is this whole process happening? Because she's moving real slow.
so she was knocked out for about a day.
Yeah.
And then this is that kind of like first early, like, okay, I'm up, I'm like moving around. Like I have to figure out how
To get out of here.
Yeah. So this is all within a relatively short period of
this
probably
is
a couple
one
hours.
day, you think?
Probably
Okay,
a couple
okay,
hours.
okay.
Where she's walking around, she's finding these different bodies. She manages to find this food.
Because what you got to find is like a way to call for help.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got to find a plane, like the cockpit.
yeah. What was interesting was with this flight is when when they lost communications with the plane, they sent out search parties to look for it. But because the plane was struck at 20,000 feet. And so because it got struck so high, this is a crazy shot. I think this is from the movie. There's a movie. Communications with the plane, they sent out search parties to look for it. But because the plane was struck at 20,000 feet. And so because it got struck so high.
Useless information about the plane.
So when the plane never came for a landing and they couldn't contact anybody, search parties came out. But because this crash happened so high in the air, it broke apart before it hit the ground. And so instead of it being the whole plane going down in the rainforest,
Right. It's multiple pieces.
Yeah, it fell in all these pieces. And in the rainforest, it was just impossible. Like these planes were flying over, and she said she kept hearing the planes fly over, the search planes fly over, but it's a rainforest. There's that thick canopy. And so she's like, I had no way of showing them where I was. They had no way of seeing me, but I kept hearing
Well, that's what I'm
them.
saying is that you got to find, where first of all, you need to find your first aid kit, but then you also got to find like the flares and
Like these planes were flying over, and she said she kept hearing the planes fly over, the search planes fly over, but it's a rainforest. There's that thick canopy. And so she's like, I had no way of showing them where I was. They had no way of seeing me, but I kept hearing
Well, that's what I'm
them.
saying is that you got to find, where first of all, you need to find your first aid kit, but then you also
Something that you can use.
something you can shoot up or create a fire, burn down the forest,
The Watcher.
burn it down. You survived a plane crash. You're in the forest,
Yeah.
and you start a fire so you can get a smoke signal up, at least some way to show any humanity that you're there.
That you
and then
live.
you accidentally burn down half of a forest, and you get back, and people are like, "You're the guy who burned down the forest."
You burned down
You're
the
like, well, I'm also the
Amazon.
guy that flew 10,000 feet to the ground and made it.
I-
on.
The struggle. So she just had so much going against her. In the fall, she lost her glasses and she had severe nearsightedness. And so now she's not only does she have all this other stuff, but she can barely see. And she's walking through.
Nice.
She lost one of her shoes in the fall, and so she's walking through the forest with one shoe and a torn ACL. She can't see anything, trying to find her way out. But here's the thing about Julie. Yeah.
Ian.
And sorry. Don't tell her. I'm scared of her now.
I would be too, man.
So here's the thing about her. So she, her parents,
Gosh, he says
they were
every
a
other word.
biologist and a zoologist couple, and they had moved to the rainforest to do science. And this is them. This is them in
To
the
do
middle.
science.
This is
you
her
know?
parents.
Okay.
In the middle of the rainforest with all their fishies and different exotic rainforest fauna and flora.
Well, they got to put those fish back in the tank. They're going to die.
Biologist and a zoologist couple. And they had moved to the rainforest to do science, and this is them. This is them in
To
the
do
middle.
science.
This is her.
Those fish back.
She had lived for years in the rainforest with her parents. And so she had lived for years in the rainforest with her parents, who were experts
Learning all the things.
on
Right.
rainforest stuff. And
On rainforest stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
she had lived.
What's your degree in? Rainforest stuff?
our entire family into a rainforest cafe for 3
I was
years.
just him
Yeah, what makes you think you?
about dishes, like plates. Fine, well, my on the paint things or whatever allowed me to do is I knew how to swallow. I don't know anything else about the dogs.
Yeah, all we covered is very important was a few of the things that stood out to her that were very important.
And
I don't know.
We didn't get that far.
We didn't. Yeah,
I
we were
just
still
got
unit
to
2.
frogs.
Yeah, all we covered is poison frogs.
Yeah.
So she knew a lot about the rainforest. A few of the things that stood out to her that were very important was one, there's a lot of not only like there's a lot of poisons to animals like snakes and
Sure.
and
Lots
frogs,
of plants and stuff.
but yeah, there's a lot of plants that you can't eat,
Right.
which is why she grabbed that bag
What's
of
up,
candy. 'Cause
everybody?
she's
Thanks
like,
for joining me. I'm just making videos.
I know that there's a lot of plants that will kill me if I consume them, but I don't know all of them, you know? So I know there's a lot, but I don't know how many of them there are, and I don't know for sure. So she's like, I can't eat anything I see here. And she also couldn't hunt because she, you know,
She's got a
torn ACL.
Yeah.
and she doesn't have any like gear. Like she can't go fish. She can't go spear fishing. She can't go. And
go ahead. Yeah.
fly
Are we?
fishing.
Yeah.
She
What
can't
other
go-
kind of fishing can't
can't
she
go
do?
boat fishing.
Yeah.
Deep sea
sure,
fishing.
right. Tacked arms is just like definitely a real girl. This username is taken. Oh shoot.
How? It's a big deal. Like I'm gonna mess up missing because she's like there's. No, yeah.
Whoa.
So it was a big deal that her shoe was missing because she's like there's poison ivy and all other different types of ivies.
Right. Like yeah.
Yeah. And so she's like, I'm going to mess up my shoe. So she also knew that there was lots of snakes that slithered around in the ivies. And so she didn't want to just barefoot step through this forest. And so she took her other shoe. Also, she doesn't have her glasses, so she can't really see. So she took her other shoe and she's waving it through the brush in front of her before every step to make sure there's nothing there that's going to bite her or infect her or whatever.
Okay.
For every single step. Just walking through and then stepping, so barefoot through the rainforest. Eventually, one of the things that she knew was that if you're ever lost in the rainforest or really in any wilderness area, here's a pro tip for you. Find water, preferably running water.
Right.
If you can find a bathroom. No, you want to find like a stream. Pro tip for you. Find water. Preferably running water.
Right.
If you can find a bathroom, no, you want to find like a stream because the stream will. You want to find like a stream because the stream will always run. If you go from where it's going, you're going to end up to maybe a river or something else that will
bigger
lead
water.
you to where civilization is. Civilization always ends up being near water, and so
That's like when we were driving downtown in Kansas City.
yeah.
We're on the bridge. Sorry, my bad.
The Kansas Canyon
It's a ditch.
dividing rafting.
Yes.
Be confusing. All the time.
Yeah.
This river, and so she gets to this river, and her experience told her, most of us, when we get to a river in the Amazon,
Yeah.
one thing we'll notice right away is, hey, this river
Has water in it.
is, yeah, but also a lot of crocodiles in this water.
yeah.
You can see them
Yeah.
visually, and most of us
And all
would
you gotta
say,
do, and I've learned, you do get hit by a truck. So
no. So most of us would say, "Man, look at all the gators in the water. I better stay out of it."
she can see them with her glasses off too. Like they're big enough.
Well, she's seen enough gators in her life to know whether she can see clearly or not that that's a gator.
She's seen enough gators in her life. She knows a blurry one.
Yeah, she's
You
like,
know?
"That's man. Look at all the gators in the water. I better stay out of it."
She- I didn't like that. Hey,
Sure.
alligators or crocodiles in the rainforest?
I don't know. Family in the Amazon. So yeah, gators. Here's the thing that she knew. Gators, they tend to, and heavy emphasis on tend, but they tend to leave humans alone. And so unless you provoke them,
Yeah,
they
unless
tend
you're
to
like
just
right
ignore you.
up on them.
Yeah. And so she said, hey, look, I can walk in this water with the gator friends, or I could walk on the land with the potential of snakes and scorpions and poisonous plants and
So
poison
she
dart
walks
frogs.
through the water.
So she walks through the gator water with all of her wounds through the Amazon's dirty river with the gator water because she figured that was going to be safer for her than walking on the rainforest floor. Mind you, at this point, she's already drenched. She's spent
How
like
long
a
do
day
you
in
think
the
this has
rain.
been?
This is days at this point.
That's what I was
This is
thinking.
days into this event for her. She's running out of candy fast. And she's walking along this river.
Well, yeah, the gators took it.
Hey,
Like, we'll let you pass for 2 pieces of candy.
what do you got in that bag?
What are you, an alligator pirate?
No.
Yeah.
It's just she's walking through
Right.
the rainforest. She's got to find a way out. She's walking through
Right.
Oh, it was
the
glitchy.
rainforest.
Okay.
She's got to find a way out. She knows at this point, well, she's pretty confident at this point that nobody else survived this plane crash.
Yeah, for sure.
And one of the things that she said after the fact, she said, if I would have found somebody else that survived, I think I would have died. Because I think what we would have done is we would have waited together to be found.
Yeah.
But she said, but because I couldn't find any other survivors, she said that she realized she was on her own and she had to figure this out by herself. And so she was just like, I guess I got to go. And so she thinks her being the only one that she could find was the best thing for her, because obviously she wouldn't have the rainforest. And it's like, are doing a number on her arm.
Yeah.
And she realizes, I got to do something to get rid of these maggots. And so she takes the gas tank on this truck.
I don't even want you to continue.
And she so she's walking through the water, wading through gator water. And then she finds a broken down car in the middle of the rainforest. And
I think my plumber might be here.
it's like it's been broken down. Like it's got like vines growing on it and stuff like that. And she has a great idea, because at this point the maggots are doing a number on her arm.
Yeah.
And she realizes, I got to do something to get rid of these maggots.
Nice, Kev.
And so
Thanks for
she
buying
takes
tickets,
the
man. I'll
gas
see you
tank
on the 27th.
on that.
I'm really
on
excited
this
about
truck.
it.
I
We've
don't
got
want you to
my,
continue.
my buddy Jared is going to host for it, and then my buddy Steven's opening the show, and so it's going to be we're gonna have a blast. And then we've been having the creative calls about the special, and so like they're going to build this little platform that extends the stage a little bit, and it's going to look. I mean, they were showing me the artboards. It's going to look really, really good. So I am not stressed at all about it. I'll tell you that.
And she dumps it in her cut to use that to kill out all the maggots. And so obviously that did not feel good, but it worked. She was able to wash out the vast majority of the maggots in her
Arm.
from doing that. There still was a few that doctors ended up finding later. But she got the vast majority doing that. And doctors did say if she didn't do that, she probably would have lost the arm because they were rapidly just.
How was
it.
her car out there? So at least she knows she's close enough to society now.
Yeah, I mean, people drive through everywhere, you know. Gas though, because there's gas.
I was going to say, okay.
It's, what are you going to do? So she continues walking through.
Today's episode was the secret mall apartment. If you haven't watched today's episode, this doesn't spoil anything. There's all these mannequins in a sewage drain, which it can't spoil anything. It sounds an insane thing. I paid my wife. I Here's the thing. So I listen to our podcast while I run, and I run inside. Don't worry about it. You know that if you listen to the show. But my wife will know that I'm listening to our podcast because I'm like I'm running, and then I'll go and I'm like giggling while I'm running. It's pretty, whatever. I shouldn't have started that story. I realized.
The rainforest.
Along this water until she finally kind of ended up near this clearing space and was kind of the water.
Okay.
It's, what are you going to do? She continues walking through
Oh my gosh. Going back and editing these episodes, I'm not trying to be mean to Tim, but just listen to this. This is what I do, by the way. When I'm not streaming, I edit these videos like this, and I have to sit here and
She
go.
continues walking through
The rainforest.
the rainforest along this water until
Tim was flirting with that cop.
she finally kind of ended up near this clearing space and was kind of giving up. Like her injuries were getting to the point where she could barely
she
move.
can't move. Yeah.
She
Nice.
she was
Thanks, Jackson.